Ladies and gentlemen, we're now well into the third hour of this worldwide transmission. Thank you so much for joining us. We've got a very informed gentleman, Kevin Martin of kevinmartin.info, joining us. I've seen some of his other videos in the street. Just great the way he confronts these people, and they don't know what to say because they're all brainwashed into what color somebody's skin is. It's crazy. And his website, again, is kevinmartin.info. It's a nice website. He is a sales coach, business consultant, and motivational speaker. He represents the conservative movement and the Republican Party in Pennsylvania. He is also involved in community representation for two main reasons: to encourage the millennial generation to be involved in the community at the local level, and because it's imperative that my generation begin to fight for our future. That's excellent. That's why everybody should be politically involved, because there's people out there representing what you stand for. They say, you're for Trump, so you must be a racist. Or you're against Obamacare, you must be a racist. Or you're for Trump, you must be a homophobe. And then you can't ever find me doing any of those things or saying those things. It's just not true. It's like Milo getting attacked with flame bombs. Molotov cocktails in the news is like, oh, look at the flamethrower Milo. And Robert Wright goes on TV and says it was right-wingers rioting in Berkeley. And there's video of the people, mainly white people, screaming, "You're effing white males," beating up women. I mean, since when is all this acceptable? These people have gone crazy. Here's a clip of Kevin. I believe, I'm going from memory, I believe this was during the Women's March in D.C. He correct me if I'm wrong, but we're teleprompter free here. It was like a week ago I wanted to get him on, so I'm kind of going back in time from when I saw the video. In fact, I haven't seen it since then. Let's roll that and refresh our memory right now. Here it is.
No, I haven't been practicing. This is what I live. This is what I breathe. This is what I live in. I'm being honest with you. I'm being honest with you. You allow Black Lives Matter on campus, but you don't allow white power on campus. Why not? It's the same. Both are hate group, and neither are productive. So if you denounce one, denounce the other. Black Lives Matter is a terrorist organization. That's what. I'm being honest with you, bro. I'm being honest with you. Are you kidding me? Let me tell you something. Listen, let me be honest with you. I just want to say this, right? I want to tell you something right now. African Americans make up 13% of the population, yet commit over 50% of the violent gun and drug crime in the United States.
And you don't think there's a problem?
No, that's true. It's 55%. Okay. Right? So 95% of that is to other blacks. So me as an African American, I have a 2,000 time more likelihood to be shot and killed by another black man leaving this event than I do by a white person, a police officer, a neo-Nazi.
So you don't think that's a
2,000 times more percent. I mean, we're killing us as African Americans. We're killing each other. That's what the real problem is.
Yo, this is a reverse mirror. She must be talking.
I'm being honest with you. That's what the problem is. That's what the problem is. This is me and my brother right here. We got to stand together, man. Oh, but listen. You know what? I'm being honest. If Obama would have stood up and said, "Look, we're killing each other. We've got a problem within the African American community," he would have been phenomenal. But he's going to make it white people. And of course, you walked away. Yeah, you left, man. I'm being honest. I'm being honest. I'm 2,000 times more likely to be shot and killed by another black man leaving this event tonight, than I am any other race, color, creed, or police officer. That's where the pain comes, man. That's sad. I can't hang out in black neighborhoods. I can't do that. I can't because it's a risk for me. It's a risk. It's sad. There's a problem within the African American community.
That's right.
And it needs to be addressed. Obama didn't address it because he wanted the black vote, and Al Sharpton didn't address it because he's making millions of dollars off of victimizing African Americans. Trust me. I know how that is.
That's Kevin Martin, and I tell you, I hope we can work with him. Someone's a reporter out in D.C. I know he's out of Pennsylvania, and we're asking him, but I think that was the Women's March. But the point is that, and we're going to go to him right now, that I don't sit there and want to stop 51% of black people being aborted because I have white guilt. I feel as a human freaked out by that. And it's not some white savior thing either. That's a person. And the whole left, the whole Democratic Party is literally, the history is the KKK. They literally set up the whole liberal movement to get control of black communities as a beta test how to wreck the family, and they've done it. And now they've moved on to everybody else. And I'm sitting here watching this, and then I get screamed at when I was at that march probably 300 times, "You're an effing white male," by weird white women. And the reason I point that out is I'm an effing white male, and their husbands all walk behind them like they're slaves. How about walk right beside each other? It's a cult, and they're so kooky that I can't believe it. But what's incredible is I'm white, so they're not going to listen to me for whatever reason. Either the black folks, the white folks, whatever, they just don't listen once they're a liberal. But if you're black and as well-spoken as I am, or even better, they all had to just freak out, had their mouths hanging open because he was giving them real statistics, and they couldn't scream, "You're an effing white male," because that's the devil now. See, before the KKK says black people are the devil, and now it's flipped around where white people are the devil, but it's weird white people like that lady for the DNC saying, "I'm going to keep control of the whites and make sure they don't get any privilege and that you get the privilege." and then crazy-looking black people behind her nodding their heads. I mean, like, what? I mean, this is it's like a KKK rally. That is it's the opposite of what Martin Luther King said. So, Kevin Martin joins us, kevinmartin.info. Very impressed, my friend, out there in the courage you've got, because I know they tend to attack folks, the fascists, call themselves anti-fascist, especially the, quote, minorities I saw trying to get into the Trump inauguration. They were going after them on purpose. I guess they didn't want them on TV, but wow. Remember, that was D.C., right?
That would have been, that was actually, it was in D.C., but that was at the inauguration.
Okay, good. There's so many videos, I get them all scrambled. Oh, yeah, there's an article put on screen. So just break down who you are, where you come from, what you're doing, and because I love the fact that the white lady just freaked out and ran off, but the black guys that were obviously they're probably buying into all the brainwashing, you like unlocked their mind just like that.
Yes, well, first of all, I'd like to say thanks for having me. I'm a big supporter of you. I've been following you for a while now. I'm 24. I'm from Lebanon County. That's where I grew up. I grew up in Harrisburg area, which is Lebanon County. I currently reside in Lehigh County. Sales and marketing coach, business consultant, young millennial. I'm conservative, Republican, and I just believe, I believe in President Trump, and I believe in the conservative movement. When I grew up, the way I was raised, we hunted, we fished, we played outside, we went to church on Sunday morning. Hard work and honesty was valued, and conservative values were always seen as a positive. So I say, listen, it's time for us to fight for those conservative values, which we hold so near to our heart, and ultimately, work together in unity and love and respect, and building a community that will inspire the world.
It's beautifully said. Obviously, there's more than just a clip we saw on the internet. What was it like at the inauguration? I mean, I wasn't even looking for trouble. They were just beating women up all around me, and I was going to cops saying do something, and it turned out they were ordered not to. They were wearing pink hats the next day. And we had to get in altercations trying to stop women getting attacked. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah, well, it was unbelievable. I mean, I was down there at the inauguration. I had a good seat there at the inauguration, but going there, I mean, it was crazy because it was you look on one side of the aisle and everybody's happy, rejoicing, obviously Trump supporters, and then you look on the other side of the aisle and it's people that are just having mental breakdowns, that are getting violent, that are throwing human feces and trash and water bottles and beating people up, the quote-unquote tolerant left. And it was just absolutely unbelievable to just see just such a group of people that are obstructing. When I first got down there, I had a VIP ticket. So that guaranteed me into a different entry point than the general public. But the general public that didn't have tickets obviously got there early. But protesters got there earlier. So there was literally probably 2,000 to 3,000 protesters that were there blocking the general public from getting in, and the police did nothing about it. So pretty much if you didn't have a ticket to get in, even if you got there at 12 o'clock midnight to see our commander-in-chief Donald Trump being sworn in, you were not getting into the inauguration because Black Lives Matter, and all those organizations were blocking everything and nobody was getting in. It was really, really sad. I mean, there was Trump supporters there, black, white, Spanish, all different races, colors, and creeds that were crying because they're like, look, we got here at 12 o'clock midnight and there is no getting in because of all these Black Lives Matter protesters and women protesters aren't letting us into the inauguration. Sad.
And Trump, I've looked at the numbers, was clearly the biggest inauguration ever, both viewed and there. And as you said, a good 30% never got in. I was there and it was still jam-packed. And then the media lies and shows an image from when they first opened the gates and people were coming in. I mean, and they're still saying that's the real final image, even though CNN's own gigapixel shows the truth.
It was so packed that even people that had VIP tickets, if you didn't get there 3 hours early, the gates were closed.
Well, that was the thing. I had one of the VIP tickets right up at the very front, and Stone showed up like 30 minutes before at the VIP entrance. Well, we couldn't even get through all the people. And he was with his wife and stuff, so he was like 100 yards away. I said, forget it. I climbed over folks and went to the front. Then you couldn't even see because Trump was like right up above me. So then I went back a little bit to be able to see it. It was just wall to wall, but they had to keep walking space open. So they on the news, they go, look, there's open spaces. But everybody was like crammed in together. Women were sitting on their husbands' laps. I mean, it was incredible. Yeah, it
was incredible. And that's not even to mention the thousands and thousands and thousands of people that were trying to get into the city, but the city was gridlocked.
Oh, that's what also I saw. Just where I came out of the condo that I rented, I guess where Ted Cruz lives, he was like right next to me the day I left. He comes out where he lives with his stuff right there with his assistant. Bizarre world, I guess small world. And I'm waiting for, to get my tickets for my crew and stuff. And I'm with my security guys out there. And they're beating women up 200 yards away. And then there's people with lunch boxes just walking to work. TMZ caught this, and people start attacking them. They're like, dude, I'm going to work. And they attack them. F you, and women. And they had women where women would hit you, hoping, and it came out in the WikiLeaks, this is what they do, So you hit them back. And they say, oh, look, they're hitting women. I mean, they're really sophisticated. And this isn't even at the entrance. This is like up the street. Like, he's like, I'm not going in there. I'm going to that building. I'm building. It was a construction worker. Because they were building a building, and they're like, F you, white male. And he just like hits her right back in the face. And I mean, you know, what are you supposed to do at a certain point? You're a construction worker. Someone's attacking you, doesn't even know you, screaming you're an effing white male, and it's a white woman. These are crazy people. I mean, usually you get mad at somebody that at least did something to you. Oh, there's a construction worker with a lunchbox. Let's beat him up.
Yeah, and I had talked to a couple of the police officers that were there, and they said, listen, we were told by our commander-in-chief to stand down.
That's right, because Obama, the president runs the D.C. police.
Yes, he runs them. I mean, and it's just, they were ordered. Police officers said, look, there's nothing that we could do. And the only thing that they could really do was the place where that really got violent. The place that really got violent was literally surrounded by dump trucks and police officers that couldn't do anything. They seen someone getting beat up, they couldn't do anything because the commander-in-chief gave them specific orders. Stand.
Women would go to them bleeding, and they'd say, we're sorry, the president ordered the police chief to do nothing. I don't care. Those are illegal orders.
Unbelievable.
And by the way, I'm not just saying that. I went into those guys, and then only then would the police stop. I did it 3 times, and I did it on purpose, okay? When I found out the cops, I said, that's it. I'm going in. You want to fight? Let's get one. Now, I did have, I don't do this normally, but I did have, like, you know, I shouldn't even say the people I had with me. The point is, you couldn't make this up. And, I mean, one guy was, like, throwing 6 people with each hand, and it was just ridiculous. But they were trying to, then the cops had to come and stop. Then they arrested a bunch of them, only because they hit some of the cops, though.
Yeah. It was unreal.
Well, we both experienced the same situation. What else happened in and around? Because I know all of it didn't get caught on tape. I'd imagine if somebody else caught, you doing that, what else happened?
Well, this is pretty much, and this just kind of piggybacks what I was saying about regards to the Black Lives Matter group. Now, Black Lives Matter group was out there, and they were beating up everybody, okay? It doesn't matter if you were
By the way, did you notice Black Lives Matter, was 90% white?
Well, yeah. I mean, liberals. It's white liberals. I mean, it's white liberals that are running it. I mean, it's white liberals that are running it. I mean, if you are a straight, white, conservative male, you are at the butt and the bottom of everybody else's problems. For the transgenders, for the gays, for the blacks, for the liberal whites, everybody's problem. Okay.
And meanwhile, white males got kids getting the flu, paying bills. We're just the same.
Just the same, and the Black Lives Matter. What I seen there is the liberal movement. Listen, it didn't matter if you were Hispanic, it didn't matter if you were black, it didn't matter if you were gay, it didn't matter if you were a Donald Trump fan, if you were a Donald Trump supporter, you had to be very, 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 very careful, stay very, very close to the police. And I even had a couple situations where I almost got hit. I mean, it was really, it was very, very scary. And I'm a black man, that didn't come from much of anything, grew up in a conservative household. And I love my fellow Americans. I love my fellow black Americans, white Americans, Latino Americans, everybody. I love America. But it's just really sad to see that the liberal movement was there to literally take anybody under that didn't believe the way they believed.
Well, I know you're obviously a successful salesman and a business consultant and everything else, but we need to talk. I mean, I tend to want to get you to move here for a while, but then send you out on missions. I want to talk about hiring you, Kevin.
Absolutely. I think that would be a phenomenal opportunity for me. I have a lot of political aspirations as well. And I just have a way of when I speak to people. Okay. Now there's obviously that 2% that aren't going to.
Oh, I know. I love this condescension because like last week I said, man, this guy's incredibly well spoken, and I saw some comment later. Oh, the black guy's well spoken, and I'm like, no, better spoken than me for his age. That's what I mean. Like he's really smart. Like let me give somebody a compliment. That's that liberal condescension, man. I'm so sick of it. I mean, if you were a white guy that had these same ideas, I'd be saying, I want to hire you, like Owen Schroyer. I don't care what color you are. You want freedom, you want to take action, you've got courage, that's who we want.
Exactly. And I think even for me, and I have a way, and I think that black males, and like Donald Trump said, before he even ran for president several years back, he said, he's like, being a black male, you have just as much or more opportunities as anybody else being a well-spoken, educated black male than anybody else. And he was true. I mean, black males, young black men have so much potential. And the
globalists brand it through MTV. It is a conspiracy for the whole thug culture, which whites and everybody else are into too. And then you get yourself in a culture where then you can't be successful on purpose. The left wants to handicap you, all of us, into a thug culture so that, in fact, I'll say this, black males that are well-spoken and patriotic are at a premium. You'll actually, in corporations everywhere, everybody wants you. Everybody wants you.
It is it's absolutely unreal. And I think that what people need to realize is it's the left. You know, I mean, and it's just so sad because me reaching out and just talking about some people, and I see even Owen Schroyer, you know, I look forward to meeting him in the future. And I see a lot of his messages, people shut him out. White male, and these are other white people saying it. White male, we're not going to listen to you, a racist white male. Well, what about me? There's nothing you can say.
I can't wait till you guys are tag teaming them. But I love the way you were just instantly deprogramming folks out there. Because again, it doesn't compute for them. It's so ridiculous. And listen, I want you to hit them on the abortion issue too. That's the big issue.
I'm ready. And listen, I just want to say this too about the abortion issues. I have a picture on my Facebook. I captioned it, chewing them up and spitting them out. It was these pro-abortionists were in front of the Supreme Court. And she was talking about, you know, you don't have a fetus. And I said, the majority of women that are getting abortions, okay, the majority, okay, are African-American women, especially in the African-American community. And I talked to a lot of those women. And what you got to understand is, in the African-American community, 75% of African-American households are fatherless. There's a daddy, but there's no father, okay? And I talked to a lot of women. I said, you know what? I said, why would you feel the need to abort your child? He said, listen, because the father, there's no father. I don't have any help. I don't have any resources. Because the left makes them feel like they have no resources as an African-American woman. You get what I'm saying? Yeah,
no, absolutely. And I mean, there's all the Margaret Sanger plans. It's all the documents. And I just want to reach out to everybody and say, you know, this plan is for everybody. There's a lot of people that are, you know, the problem with all the left racist stuff is it's making some white people that weren't racist start getting like that. I want to tell them, everybody's getting targeted with this, okay? That's the way the universe works. You can't sit there and write some other group off because they're humans too. It's not another group, it's you. You can't write them off and then you're going to make it. You're not going to make it. And that's the globalist biggest lie. They think they can do all this bad stuff to us that doesn't happen to them. They're totally delusional.
And absolutely, you know, I totally agree exactly what you're saying. I mean, I think if there's a way, I mean, I think even for me being, you know, a young conservative African-American person, I have lots of followers on Facebook, If everybody watching my Facebook, in the top link, it's kevinmartin.info. So this right here is my personal page, but then you can go to my business page. I have 22,000. So if you type in kevinmartin.info in the search bar, it will bring up my public figure page too.
Yeah, so, well, you sound perfect. You know what I'd like you to do here? I'll just start talking about the operation here. I'd like to be a reporter, but I'd also like to be a part of the sales team, marketing, everything. I can tell, just it's awesome. And let me tell you something. Look at Paul Watson. I saw him 16 years ago, and I said, you're talented, boom. Now look at him. He's international sensation. I'm not bragging. I mean, he's as big as Milo, and he doesn't even go out in public. I mean, he's in fact going to be, I mean, he's big, huge. And I'm not bragging. I know talent when I see it. We just broke the Joe Rogan podcast record, okay, after 8 years when I went on. And I'm not bragging about me. I'm looking for the stars. Because a lot of people that are in this are egomaniacs. I'm not. I want people that will surpass me. And I think in 5, 10 years, you can surpass me. And I think Watson will surpass me. And that's my goal, is that I want to be able to drift off into the oblivion within 10 years and just see these generals that came from privates destroying the globalists. Let's come back on the other side, my friend. This is exciting. Kevin Martin, kevinmartin.info. We'll be back. I'm Alex Jones. This is the Info War. We're recruiting soldiers. Are you ready to fight? It's an Info War, a war on for your mind. And again, we show this just like I've shown the KKK in Alabama beating innocent black people trying to vote. Just like I protested the Klan at least 15 times until I started getting death threats so bad I just quit. I don't say that to prove myself. It's the truth. I see that type of oppression. I get out there and do something. And I see mainly crazy white people, but it's some blacks and Hispanics attacking just random, like old people. Turns out usually it's like some Democrat. They just drag out of their car and beat them up. Larry King's a liberal. They tried to drag him out of his car, tore it all up, tried to burn it. It's Larry King, man. You trying to kill him for what? Because he's an effing white male. They have become... The KKK wasn't this open and aggressive after the 40s. I mean, they kind of creeped around and did stuff after that. I mean, some stuff happened in the 50s and 60s that was with police backing. But, man, I look at this, and it's just... And I listen to Martin Luther King, who I admire, and it all makes perfect sense. And I hear this, and I just ask myself... What are we supposed to do? And, I know so many Trump supporters. And let me tell you, I'm very proud of the fact no matter what color they are, they see right through this, and it's made them be less racist. Because, I mean, growing up, I've heard very little racist stuff, but I know there's not so much racism. There's more of being scared of other people. But, hell, you get invited to some country club, there's a bunch of weird mummies in there. You get kind of weird getting around a bunch of hoity-toities, Everybody has to get used to that. You move into some nice neighborhood. The neighbors always come after you if you're young. I try to move into a nice area just for security with a gate. You always get some of the old folks like you. Other ones are like, you look young. What are you doing here? You can't park your car in the street. Oh, but you're allowed to. Well, I don't care. I'm going to sue you. And then a minority person gets around some old white people and thinks, man, they don't like me. Hey, they don't like anybody. It's like Thurston Howell III or something. The point is that We're rebuilding this country. And if you get around Trump people, I'm going to go back to our guest here in a moment. Their biggest victory was saying the Tea Party was racist when it was started by Ron Paul. It was the anti-war libertarian movement. It was started in 2006 or so. I was at the first events here in Austin and in Boston. And then the Republicans picked it up because it was anti-establishment. They kind of took it over partially, but instead it took them over. And that's what Trump rode in on. And now he's making good. And their biggest victory, though, was saying minorities aren't allowed. It's racist. Don't go to a Tea Party event. That's why they keep pushing this race narrative now, because it worked 6, 7, 8, 9 years ago. Don't go to a Tea Party meeting. There's racists there. But now, because of Trump, he broke all that. And, I mean, I was at Trump rallies where I was looking around. I was like, black people are like 13% of the population. It's like 40% of people here are African-American. And I'm like, whoa. And then I had my own Trump rally, and it was like a third Hispanic and the other third black folks. It was like all evenly divided. I'm sad to say there weren't but a few Asian folks there because they're too busy trying to just work, make money or whatever. It's not a stereotype. It's true. So all this is going on, and it's scaring them, folks. It's scaring them because it's well known that he got awards from Jesse Jackson and people that he didn't care whether you were gay, black, white, whatever. You did your job. You showed up. You were charming. He'd put you in. There have been people in the Trump organization that started as literal clerks that have moved to the top and making millions of dollars a year. And that's the point. Trump is a people person. And I know even inside baseball from little birds about Trump. I'm just going to leave it right there. But Trump really, and this sounds patronizing, but it's true. He won't say it himself. He said it. He goes, black people have some great spirit. And it's not patronizing. It's true. Humans all have great spirits. But everybody, I mean, look at Jimi Hendrix, any of it. Trump really likes African Americans, genuinely. And that shines through. And black people may get manipulated by the MSM like everybody does. But at a gut level, they know who really is shooting them straight. And they know Trump's for real. That's why much larger numbers we know actually voted for Trump. Hillary stole 5 states. They skewed numbers everywhere, according to Bev Harris, a liberal. They don't want those big numbers. They don't want black folks to know they're not alone. They voted for Trump. So let's talk about that. How big you think the numbers really are. Comment on anything else I just said, my friend, because this is just a big time. And Kevin, your spirit is so strong. I feel like it's the same spirit I've got, the same spirit Trump's got. It's the spirit of God wanting us to have justice.
Yeah, and just to piggyback off of what you said there, Alex, I mean, I was at a lot of the Trump rallies, and there's actually a video that I kind of want to get over to. I think you'd really like it. I shot it live, and there was blacks, whites, veterans, police officers, just to show the diversity at this rally. But I spoke to... And
did you feel welcome there? I mean, how nice were folks?
Oh, absolutely.
Trump events are like Love Fest.
I mean, it's amazing because I could literally, if somebody was at a Trump rally, there was somebody at a Trump rally, and he stood up and he held up his hand and he said it was a young African American. I wish I could have got it on. He said, hey, listen, I've been looking for a job. I said, I've been looking for a job. Is there someone that's able to help me out, right? He literally, there were people surrounding him, giving him business cards, lawyers, everybody there did something. Everybody had a career. Everybody did
And Trump has said in the speech, we've got to hire everybody. We've got to come together.
Yes, and exactly. But you won't see that on CNN. You won't see that on CNN. Nobody's going to cover stuff like that.
Wow, you have footage of that? That's powerful. You have footage of that?
No, I don't. He just stood up and
wow, I wish you had it. Yeah.
I wish I had. I mean, and even for me.
No, but that's the kind of stuff I saw, and it's because people aren't trying to be like fake liberals, prove that they're moral signal. They want to fix stuff, man. We're tired of it.
Yeah, and I think, and everybody, I mean, and you think about it, even for me, I'm adopted, okay? I'm adopted to a Caucasian family. Now, the reason why I say that is because the only families that are adopting little black boys and girls are Caucasian families. They're the only ones. You go to adoption court, it's nothing but white families. White families are the only families that are adopting, fostering and adopting little black boys and girls. The only ones. The only ones.
And leftists would say they're rather you dead. There's major leftist movements to not let whites adopt black folks.
Well, yeah, that's the way they think. They think, well, you're just going to raise them up and you're going to teach them. See, I wasn't taught that you're better than me because you're white, or I'm a victim because I'm black. I wasn't taught that. Okay, so a lot of people tell me, oh, you think you're white, you're trying to be white, you wish you're white. No, listen, I'm American. I'm a proud African-American man that has friends.
You're taking the birthright of the Christian Republic that anybody can have who wants it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But what is it about an inheritance? You have to take it. That's what I tell Hispanic folks who, by the way, I'm not condescending, saying, oh, I tell them, but I mean, they seem to be the most awake group I see even in Texas compared to white folks. And I talk to them and I say, listen, you're the majority. You're going to be the super majority. Just adopt private property, wealth, America. It's perfect. Just don't let them steal this birthright. They're trying to convince you that it's a white thing to own property or be successful. No, I'm not putting white people down. White people are great folks. But a lot of them, because they did end up having generational wealth, are spoiled, rotten brats now. And so the bottom line is, the only problem with America is the paradox. If we produce so much wealth, it spoils our kids. How do we handle that?
But in regards to the wealth, you said? Or?
Well, sure. I mean, a free society produces so much wealth that then it ends up producing in a cycle down the road decadence in the children and grandkids. How do we get around that paradox that freedom produces so much wealth that people then don't appreciate it?
Well, this is the biggest thing that I think. I think it's imperative that we get conservative leaders in office, Senate, Congress, mayors, governors. I think it's very, very important that we get leaders, you know, especially within. And like I said, you know, I inspire young millennials to be involved. You know, I talk to other young millennials. You know, it doesn't matter whether I'm at McDonald's or I'm at Denny's or I'm at Starbucks or wherever. I like somebody like, listen, I love your politics. Why don't you go ahead and run for something? I'll help you on your campaign. Because we are the people that are going to be running stuff when the generation now is in their graves. We're going to be running things, and it's imperative that we do things, and we do things now and fight for our conservative
That's
values.
right.
And I'm ready to
Let's
fight.
say it. Let's say it. Black folks started standing up for themselves. White abolitionist Christians stood up. All over the world, slavery was dialed back, except in some Muslim countries today, by Europeans. Not saying we're perfect. We did bad things. We owned up to it, to the Christian ethos. We backed it down. We shrunk it. We stopped it. We're trying to be good. Doesn't mean we can't be evil. Humans are all humans. But the fact is, whites under prosperity didn't have kids. So the truth is, whites will be a super small minority in just 20, 30 years. And when I'm seeing from white people across the board is, the issue is we did this because we're Christians. We did this because we wanted to grow. Our system got hijacked by globalists to build a world government. They took our goodwill, used it to take over the planet. We're now trying to reverse that with everybody who's been part of this country from its start, not just white people. And you know, black folks right there going across the frozen river into Trenton with George Washington. And the point is that this is about a spirit, and it's about a culture, and it's about freedom, and it's about nurture. It's not about nature. Humans are all what we are. It is about nurture. And it is about what we do and what we stand for that moves into the future. And we can prove them wrong. But I tell you, they are desperately hitting the racism button, panicked. And it is panic. People say, well, they're flailing. It's discrediting them. Why are they doing it? Because they've not lost in a long time. And I think they're really going to try some stuff, very dangerous things. Kevin Martin, what do you think in your gut is going to happen in the future with Trump?
Well, I can't, I mean, I have different thoughts of what's going to happen in the future with Trump. But I think the more he reaches out to people, and the more people start coming around and coming together, because that's exactly what's going to happen. Donald Trump's meeting with the African American body there to kick off Black History Month, there were so many African Americans that shared that and said, "Wow, I'm impressed. I'm impressed." Now there was the 2% that said, "Oh, you know, he's a racist and he was just doing that to try to pander to black people." But that 2%, they're going to be in their graves within the next couple. They're going to be a statistic anyway. You get what I'm saying? They're going to be a statistic anyway. But anyway, the people that are actually coming around, I think it's going to be imperative that congressmen, senators, governors, mayors, and people back Donald Trump. We need to back him. We need to support him. Donald Trump needs support. And I think the more that we support him, we are going to kind of bring more of a security apparatus around him, around his entourage, and around the conservative movement. And the left, they see that, okay? And what we're doing is we are abolishing that race car. And I mean, I've even considered maybe running for Congress. I'm not sure. Maybe running for Congress, who knows? But this is what needs to happen. Black Lives Matter needs to be treated, is a terrorist organization, and needs to be treated as such.
No, I agree. You should run for Congress. But I really think you should go out in the information war and take a bunch of scalps and just build up the legend and then do it.
Yeah, and exactly, and I exactly agree with what you're saying, and that's why I would definitely consider. I definitely want to be on board with Infowars. I mean, I have my.
Oh, listen, don't worry. I'm going to tell Rob to call and get a plane ticket down here. I want to get you down here next week. I want to talk about it. As soon as you people here, I'm giving you an offer. You'll get a bunch of BS offers. But if somebody gives you a bigger one, I always tell my reporters, if somebody works here a couple of years and Fox News gives them an offer, that had happened to anybody yet. I think it's almost happened to Watson and me. Then go do it. I don't care. I want to defeat the New World Order. I could care less, at the end of the day about it being about Alex Jones. I want to win. I want to defeat the New World Order. I want to deliver prosperity. I want to deliver a nation where people love God because of the providence, not because some fake preacher told them.
And together, and what you're saying there, I think together we can do that. I mean, you think of that video. I mean, that video is up to about 50, 60 million views on Facebook. And it's absolutely phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. I think,
look, you're a rock star. And let me tell you why. Because you have passion. You have a strong spirit of sincerity. And they weren't able to get you when you were young and brainwash you and turn you into a failure. You went through adversity, and it made you stronger. And so I'm very excited, Kevin. I'm going to ask Rob Dew, if you've got time, our news director, to call you in the next 10 minutes. Let's not screw around. Let's get you on an airplane here right now so that we can direct in first class. It's a symbol of my respect for the work he's doing and my belief that we're going to move to the next level. Thank you so much, and God bless you, my friend.
God bless you. Thank you for having me.
All right. Anything else you want to add?
No, that's it. I just want to say thank you, for having me on the show, and for everybody that's watching of every stripe, and especially to my young African-American brothers out there. You know within your heart that you can be anything that you want to be. And just remember, it's the thought that counts, and whatever your mind can accomplish,
It's the heart.
in your
Yeah.
hands.
It's the spirit. It's the intent. God judges the heart.
The easiest way to bring something into your life and to bring health and wealth and prosperity is to imagine it's already there. God bless you.
And when you have the platform to do it, God bless you, Kevin. We'll see you next week here in studio. Okay, they're telling me, go to break, even if you're skipping the break. And we've got to get to this Pizzagate piece with Joe Rogan. We're going to play it. But I've got to just add here, we don't fly around first class most of the time. The crew has to sit and coach and crappy everything. We don't have enough money. What I'm saying is I just want to honor, this is an important person. And we need to celebrate the spirit of humanity. All of you are important. It's true. And so all I'm saying is, we need your financial support, man. There's hundreds of other beautiful souls like this out there that can reach billions of people. And I'm telling you, it's providence. These people come along. I see who they are. I know. And I need your prayers, folks. And this is spiritual. The enemy is spiritual, okay? Trump knows this. God's on our side. But I need you to go buy Stone's book. I need you to go buy DNA Force. I need you to get the air filters and water filters. You need them anyways. Everything I sell is something you need. I won't do something if it's something you don't need. That's how I am. It's just common sense. InfoWarsLife.com, InfoWarsStore.com. Thank you all for your support. But please support us so we can hire Kevin Martin and pay him a decent salary so he can live decent, take care of himself, and be stronger and help reach so many people. And other crew I want to hire and other things I want to do. It's just so beautiful. And I want to thank you all for supporting us and buying the products over the years, because InfoWars is what you built. That's why it's not sick, because I get you love me. I love you too. When you call and start gushing and thanking me, and families in the airport, just people everywhere of every race, color, and creed. But it's you. It's you. Everybody's been waiting for you. And you've woke up, you've taken action. Some of you 50 years ago, some of you 10 years ago, some of you 5 minutes ago. It doesn't matter. This is a beautiful thing. This is real. This is sincere. Test the spirit in your heart. It's real. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say, see, I told you so, that communist Chinese-style net censorship is coming to the web, because it's already here. It's being announced. The way you keep the internet open and free is you get involved more than ever. Go to Infowars.com/app. A new battleship in the fight. Infowars Live, available right now. We're looking for a crew to man it. You going to sit down and play games and be a trendy? Or are you going to be part of history? Don't sit by and let the internet and free speech be stolen from you. Take action. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now well into the third hour of this worldwide transmission. Thank you so much for joining us. We've got a very informed gentleman, Kevin Martin of kevinmartin.info, joining us. I've seen some of his other videos in the street. Just great the way he confronts these people, and they don't know what to say because they're all brainwashed into what color somebody's skin is. It's crazy. And his website, again, is kevinmartin.info. It's a nice website. He is a sales coach, business consultant, and motivational speaker. He represents the conservative movement and the Republican Party in Pennsylvania. He is also involved in community representation for two main reasons: to encourage the millennial generation to be involved in the community at the local level, and because it's imperative that my generation begin to fight for our future. That's excellent. That's why everybody should be politically involved, because there's people out there representing what you stand for. They say, you're for Trump, so you must be a racist. Or you're against Obamacare, you must be a racist. Or you're for Trump, you must be a homophobe. And then you can't ever find me doing any of those things or saying those things. It's just not true. It's like Milo getting attacked with flame bombs. Molotov cocktails in the news is like, oh, look at the flamethrower Milo. And Robert Wright goes on TV and says it was right-wingers rioting in Berkeley. And there's video of the people, mainly white people, screaming, "You're effing white males," beating up women. I mean, since when is all this acceptable? These people have gone crazy. Here's a clip of Kevin. I believe, I'm going from memory, I believe this was during the Women's March in D.C. He correct me if I'm wrong, but we're teleprompter free here. It was like a week ago. I wanted to get him on, so I'm kind of going back in time from when I saw the video. In fact, I haven't seen it since then. Let's roll that and refresh our memory right now. Here it is.
No, I haven't been practicing. This is what I live. This is what I breathe. This is what I live in. I'm being honest with you. I'm being honest with you. You allow Black Lives Matter on campus, but you don't allow white power on campus. Why not? It's the same. Neither both are hate group, and neither are conducted. So if you denounce one, denounce the other. Black Lives Matter is a terrorist organization. That's it. I'm being honest with you, bro. I'm being honest with you. Let me tell you something. Listen, let me be honest with you. I want to say this, right? I want to tell you something right now. African Americans make up 13% of the population, yet commit over 50% of the violent gun and drug crime in the United States.
And you don't think there's a problem with those?
No, that's true. It's 55%.
Okay.
Right? So 95% of that is to other blacks. So me as an African American, I have a 2,000 time more likelihood to be shot and killed by another black man leaving this event than I do by a white person, a police officer, and a neo-Nazi.
So you don't think that's a
2,000 times more percent. I mean, we're killing us as African Americans. We're killing each other. That's what the real problem is.
Yo, this is a reverse mirror. She supposed to be talking.
I'm being honest with you. That's what the problem is. That's what the problem is. This is me and my brother right here. We got to stand together, man. Oh, but listen. I'm being honest. If Obama would have stood up and said, "Look, we're killing each other. We've got a problem within the African American community," he would have been phenomenal. But he's gonna make it white people and of course you walked away. Yeah, that's there you left, man. I'm being honest. I'm being honest. I'm 2,000 times more likely to be shot and killed by another black man leaving this event tonight, than I am any other race, color, creed, or police officer. That's where the pain comes, man. That's sad. I can't hang out in black neighborhoods. I can't do that. I can't because it's a risk for me. It's a risk. It's sad. There's a problem within the African American community.
That's right.
And it needs to be addressed. Obama didn't address it because he wanted the black vote, and Al Sharpton didn't address it because he's making millions of dollars off of victimizing African Americans. Trust me. I know how that is.
That's Kevin Martin, and I tell you, I hope we can work with him some as a reporter out in D.C. I know he's out of Pennsylvania, and we're going to ask him, but I think that was the Women's March. But the point is that, and we're going to go to him right now, that I don't sit there and want to stop 51% of black people being aborted because I have white guilt. I feel as a human freaked out by that. And it's not some white savior thing either. That's a person. And the whole left, the whole Democratic Party is literally, the history is the KKK. They literally set up the whole liberal movement to get control of black communities as a beta test how to wreck the family, and they've done it. And now they've moved on to everybody else. And I'm sitting here watching this, and then I get screamed at when I was at that march probably 300 times, "You're an effing white male," by weird white women. And the reason I point that out is I'm an effing white male, and their husbands all walk behind them like they're slaves. How about walk right beside each other? It's a cult, and they're so kooky that I can't believe it. But what's incredible is I'm white, so they're not going to listen to me for whatever reason. Either the black folks, the white folks, whatever, they just don't listen once they're a liberal. But if you're black and as well-spoken as I am, or even better, they all had to just freak out, had their mouths hanging open because he was giving them real statistics, and they couldn't scream, "You're an effing white man."